I hope that goal setting will help you with clarity and direction. That's what it's helped me with over the past 2 years, and I hope it does the same for you. Now, we're going to go over 50 exercises. We're going to go from 100 to 150 and hopefully derive some benefits. And I've written down some points that I'd like to discuss in terms of what goals do for you and how you can use them to your advantage. And what it does for people, it depends on each person, but we're going to talk in general terms and what it's done for me so I can try to get my points across. So the first thing is clarity. The thing it's done for me, it's made me more clear on how I want to lead things. It's made me clear on the stuff. For example, I've talked about this in the last video, but I'll just say it again. But it's made me more clear on where do I want to lead my life, who I am, what my purpose is, how do I define what I like, what I don't like. Those sort of questions. It's helped me with understanding the difference between the things I need, the things I want, understanding the difference between the short-term goals and the long-term goals, and just clarity as a whole, which is something that I think is something you should strive for, because it is very essential when you look at it holistically. Clarity allows you to have more confidence and it gives you more strength knowing that you are clear with what you want to achieve. So it's very essential, and it's also giving me direction. When you have direction, it gives you a sense of purpose and a sense of drive and a sense of, I know what I need to do and I need to accomplish, and the only thing I need to do moving forward is to begin taking those steps now. And the thing about goals is that goals allows you to create that road path for you. It's almost like a road that you create. You create this road with goals, and your drive now is to literally take the drive. Is to literally take the drive on this road that you've created for yourself, which requires a lot of hard work, a lot of discipline, and a lot of those things. But creating that road first is essential so that you have something to strive for, something to work for. Another thing I would say that goals have done for me is it's given me a lot of motivation. In times where I thought I didn't really have much going for myself, and I was on this emotional roller coaster of the daily swings of life and the daily things that happen to you, and not having a clear road, a long-term road. Having those goals gave me motivation to keep striving. It gave me something to go for, and it definitely boosted my sense of urgency, my sense of commitment, and my motivation. And motivation is something that you should definitely try to intertwine in your life, because it gives you those short bursts. It gives you those short bursts that you will need in order to get that momentum boost. The next thing I'll say that creating goals has done for me is focus. It's made me a more focused person in terms of my general focus in my life, and finding the right balance between striving to achieve my goals and also balancing with relaxing and finding forms of entertainment. But the focus aspect is that it's allowed me to become someone who takes things more serious. And when I have things to accomplish with these goals that I've created, it's allowed me to be more focused in terms of, okay, I have these goals I've set for myself, short term and long term. I need to sit down and accomplish these things to the best of my ability. So definitely, it's given me an avenue for focus. The next thing I'll say that goals have done for me is measuring my progress. It's allowed me to measure my progress, and it's allowed me to define how much I've improved. How much have I changed? How much have I declined? How much has things changed from where they were? Creating these goals has given me that road path, because, for example, when you put things like practice mindfulness, reflect on my past, although these specific goals are not as objectively measurable, even if they are subjectively measurable, and even though they are subjectively measurable, they are still measurable, and it gives me something to measure in terms of, how do I think things have changed? How much have I practiced these things? How much effort have I put into accomplishing certain goals? And that's what goals have done for me. And I'm very grateful that I've been able to figure out a way to have goals benefit me in such a way, because I never really thought of it as an exercise. When I began this exercise, I really thought, this was 2 years ago, but I remember the mindset I had. I never really thought it was going to be something I continued to push on for a year and a half. I thought it was something that would be something that wouldn't even last 5 exercises. It would just be a thing that just comes and goes. But it meant so much to me, and it benefited me in terms of clarity, direction, motivation, focus, and measuring my progress, that it wasn't something I could just give up. I had to continue with it, because it was providing so much value to my life and giving me so much about how the things that I've mentioned, that I had to keep going. And I want to make it clear as well that goals is one half of the end, the other half of the end is action. But don't overlook goals, because they are very essential, and it does help you with all the things that I've mentioned. I've also seen it when I was doing these exercises. I saw an increase in productivity, and definitely looking back now, there was so much that I picked up on, and I picked up so many good habits and so many good behaviors because of it. Because when you have things you need to accomplish, and you are fully dedicated to accomplishing these things, you will pick up skills and knowledge that will help you do so. And thankfully, over that time, I was so dedicated that I decided to try my best to learn and to grow, in order to figure out how I can improve. The second thing is I improved my time management. When you have a list of things that you want to accomplish and you start to schedule ahead of time, you become someone who is very time wary, someone who's more aware of things that you have to do, things that you should do, and things that you don't need to do at all. And that helps you with time management, making sure that you don't spend 10 hours of your week doing some things that you wasted your time doing, or some cases you spend 8 hours doing something on one day, on one Monday afternoon. You spent 8 hours doing something that was really a waste of time when you look back on it. But when you start defining goals and listing things that you are proud of and things you want to accomplish, you start to manage your time a lot better, because you value those things and you really want to make sure that the best use of your time is used to accomplish those things. Here, as I said, well, here's Wayne's proposition: work hard to create real value over a long period of time and you will be successful. Yeah, if you focus on creating real value and use goals in this scenario to create real value, you'll be very proud of what you'll be able to achieve over the next 12 years. The next thing that's helped me improve is my self-discipline. I found that through my goals, I've been able to prioritize accomplishing things that are more important to me. And that does require discipline, because it requires you saying no to things that you want to do that are just for your enjoyment. And there's nothing wrong with that. But you must find a balance between the two, because if you find that balance, you'll be happy with the time that you get to enjoy, and also the time that you decide to be disciplined on the things that you believe that you should do. The next thing it's helped me is with my personal growth. It's helped me so much in understanding how I can improve as a man, how can I improve as a human and as a Muslim, how can I get out of my shell and out of my comfort zone, how can I break barriers, how can I interact with others, how can I reach new heights, how can I learn more, how can I grow, how can I share. All of those things it's helped me with, and through goals it's allowed me to figure out what it is I want to do. And in terms of personal growth, I believe that this exercise here was the biggest beneficial thing in terms of personal growth, because it is very personal, because you have to define your own sense of purpose, your own sense of accomplishment and achievement. And if you take it seriously in terms of actually applying these these lessons that you learn from these goals that you create and actually trying to accomplish them, you're going to see so much improvement in your life. I promise that is, well, at least that was a promise for me. That's what it's done for me. So I just hope that if you attempt this, it does the same thing for you. And if it's not quite as beneficial for you, I'll still say it was beneficial and at least you tried. I feel like there is a lot of things you can take from it, and this isn't useless. I highly doubt it that this is a useless exercise to pursue if you're someone who wants to improve in terms of goal creating, defining your purpose, defining yourself, and creating a path for yourself, short term and long term. The next thing is the setbacks and finding the motivation to continue, because it does get repetitive and there will be goals that you set. I'm very sure that there'll be goals that you set that you won't achieve. That'll be too high for your ceiling, or you don't try enough, so you don't achieve them. And the goals start to stack up if you are consistent with it. So there will definitely be a room full of goals that you never accomplished, goals that you forgot about, goals that you didn't achieve. And those things, it's important to not really get in your head too much about it, and not to start doubting yourself and start doubting your progress, start doubting this altogether. This really comes down to having the right intention, having the right intention behind what you're doing. Understand that this is to help you understand what it takes to accomplish the things you need to accomplish, define who you are, define your purpose, understand how to create goals that are smart. The SMART acronym is something that can be very much applied to this and will be very beneficial if you do. And if you don't know the SMART acronym, definitely check out my fourth video or third video. It's called What Are SMART Goals? And it defines the acronym of SMART goals and how to create them. And this exercise here will be your avenue, your gateway towards doing that. I believe so. The next thing, which will be the final thing I talk about, is adaptation and change. It is very essential that as you grow as an individual and you do these exercises, or not just these exercises, but as you create goals and you grow as a person, you allow your goals to adapt and change to who you are now. Don't be stuck in your old ways. Don't be stuck in the mindset of, I was like this 2 months ago, so I'm going to stay the same way now. Or 5 years ago, I wanted to achieve this, so I'm going to achieve it now. If you truly believe that you yourself are not the same person as you were back then, and some of your values and your priorities have changed, you can change your goals as those change. It's not something that you set in stone. These things, they develop as you develop. Your goals are a representation of you. You are the face of your goals. So don't allow your goals to be the face of you. It's the other way around. You own these goals. Whatever you want to achieve, you mold it around you. And whatever you are now, make it that. And this is not to say that change your goals every single season, but this is to those people that have goals, but they're trying to achieve goals that don't really satisfy them anymore, don't please them, don't make them eager to achieve it. And once they achieve it, they won't feel a sense of pride, of happiness, of fulfillment. And they know that even if they get to that point, they know the feeling they'll feel. They won't feel satisfied. This is to those kind of people. Make sure that you don't become the person who's setting goals that you don't want to achieve anymore. Or not setting goals, sorry, but trying to achieve goals that you've set in the past that you don't want to achieve anymore. Your goals are malleable. You can mold your goals around your time. It depends on when you are now. And even, for example, me, a lot of these goals that I've written in the past probably don't apply now. And especially in terms of trading, because I don't trade anymore. That probably chops down 50% maybe, or like 30% of my goals I've written over this past few years. And allow your goals to be malleable, develop them around you, be someone who is adaptable and changes your goals. Allow your goals to change with how you develop as a person. And I think that's the best place to leave it at. Thank you very much for watching this video. I hope this has been beneficial because, yeah, a lot of these are personal goals. I hope you can derive something personal for you and some sort of benefit.